I'm Gino. I do lots of stuff, scientist, artist, everything, and everything mixed. I'm running with Universal Research Institute in Zagreb and Gino Industries, which is like sister company for development of innovations. I come from Dubrovnik, Croatia. I'm just a second. Yeah, something's not working. Okay. As we all know, every science has emerged from DIY experimentation. I started experimenting in a really early age. Around the age of 4, I discovered science and chemistry in Disney cartoon, and then when love has been born. So I started developing myself, buying and reading lots of encyclopedias and science books, which I used as a tool for personal development. Unfortunately, I never found stimulating environment in a formal educational system. In primary school, high school, and even biotechnology faculty, we never had like proper freedom or basic tools to do proper science. So I had to improvise. So as a kid, I started building DIY equipment and tools for researching, and making DIY materials and setting up household labs. I think I built my first household lab around the age of 7, something. It was just a microscope, few test tubes, but it was great for my research skills at that time. And I continued developing in that area. Here you can see some of the basic improvised tools that all of us biohackers use. So it's a magnetic stirrer and microcentrifuge. So the first one is for stirring and mixing violent mixtures that we need to mix for like several hours or whatever, and that we can't use manually. And the other one is a microcentrifuge made from old hard drive that we can use for separating microparticles from different sizes. Was it like we can separate red blood cells from white blood cells, blood plasma, and even isolate proteins from bacteria or some biotechnology product. So yeah, until recently, I was doing this kind of stuff at home by myself. Then lots of internet communities started popping up. So the maker culture was born, lots of hacker spaces came up, so we all we found each other online and started collaborating, because on local level you can't find so much people with the same interest, but now that's changing with physical spaces, but the internet was the Kickstarter for everything. So a group of us in Zagreb, Croatia, found each other, and we founded Radiona Makerspace. First it was an informal institution. We all just get together 2 times a week, started experimenting, hacking stuff, sharing knowledge between ourselves. It was like lots of scientists and artists. Different people had different knowledge, and everybody wanted to learn new stuff, so we all started sharing, researching, and developing stuff together. It became formal institution in 2013. Yeah, I was doing lots of stuff there, like I'm still doing it, electronics, programming, everything, but I mostly focused on biohacking. Newest DIY practice related to DIY science. Most of you have heard about biohacking, since Piksel already had biohacking workshops last year. But still, biohacking is the newest DIY science practice. It still has a morph shape, so we can't easily define it. It's like really blurry. For different people, it means completely different things. For some people, it's do-it-yourself biology. For other people, it's do-it-yourself biotechnology. For some people, it's about hacking their own bodies, like putting magnets in fingers to get extra senses. For some people, it's strictly about genetics and genetic engineering, open sourcing this kind of data, fighting, patenting Monsanto and this kind of stuff. So it's like all of these people have like completely different definitions. But what's the thing that we all share is the common goal of learning and understanding life, sharing knowledge, and helping to save the world. Yeah, for me, when I started doing public work, people kept asking me, what do you do, what do you do, what do you do? And it was difficult to explain in a short sentence because I do lots of stuff and it's like, when I start talking, you can never end. So I coined a new term, biotweaking, which describes everything that I do. Since biohacking, all of these different definitions of biohacking mostly describe techniques that we biohackers use. But the goals are mostly undefined, and if they are like different for different people. So I came up with this term, biotweaking, tweaking living systems to make them better, and this is the definition on the slide. So it's improving biological organisms on any level. Was it like genetic engineering or tissue engineering or just like taking pills to make myself smarter? That's everything goes into biotweaking. As my colleagues, I used biohacking methods to make affordable tools for research. So all of us can do cutting-edge science and science-related art. This is what biohacking is primarily for all of us. Building tools like PCR, that's basic microbiology tool for multiplying DNA, so we can experiment on it. Until recently, it was a really expensive piece of equipment that only formal education, research institutions could have. Now everybody can make DIY version really cheaply. You just need like Arduino and a light bulb and that's it. So you can amplify DNA for just like few euros. In makerspaces, our sessions started to attract lots of people. Everybody wanted to learn, so I started teaching DIY biotechnology and biotweaking every week. While doing so, I met a lot of people with same science ideology. Not being satisfied with lack of freedom in academic research and closed for public work of governmental and private research institutions. So in Zagreb, in 2013, we came up with a new model and opened Universal Research Institute, or UR Institute for short. It's Civilian or Citizens Research Institute, non-profit organization for development of science and technology. We do lots of stuff. We do lots of teaching. Workshops on a regular basis, like weekend workshops or one-day workshops. Here you can see pictures from some of these. This was like summer science school in Split last year, where in 1 week we taught all of these high school kids how to make DIY molecular biology, biotechnology lab at home, how to experiment with all of this in a safe way. And we taught them more than I learned like while attending faculty of biotechnology. In 3 years, this is like purified, applied knowledge that everybody can use. And that's mostly what we are focused on, applied science research. We extended our educational programs. So it was like, first year it was like just weekend workshops. Then it was this 1 week event. This year we've done two intense educational programs. One was Bioelectronics Academy. It was like one semester long educational program for high school kids. where we taught interdisciplinary approach to science, combining biotechnology with electronics in the cutting-edge field of science, bioelectronics. So we were teaching them how to learn by themselves, give them basic tools so they can develop, and how to think outside of the box, and what's the most important thing, how to apply scientific knowledge. Now we are extending that program and negotiating with Ministry of Education, whatever. So maybe it's going to become like formal high school, out of the school program for kids. So that was like done locally in Zagreb. We are expanding in Dubrovnik also this year. And this summer we were doing international program, Science Underground Academy. It was a pilot program, 1 week. It lasted for 1 week. Next year we are doing it for like 3 weeks, I hope. The idea was like to make one summer school of science, which is unconventional, which is focused on a practical approach, because globally lots of people want to learn this kind of stuff. Especially like lots of artists wants to do science-related art, but the knowledge is not so accessible. It's like just few institutions globally that teach novel practices such as bioart, and it's mostly like let's do projects, but nobody's focusing like give all possible techniques to people so they can like learn basic electronics, basic biotechnology, and how to make all necessary tools and do art in a lab. So the idea was that to teach like citizen science and science-related art techniques and everything in one summer. So it was like really intense.